Question for the men. Why is it that nowadays men don't approach women anymore at all? Because I feel like back in the 90s and early 2000s, men were so much more likely to just walk up to a woman that they're attracted to, ask her out on a date, or just, some like friendly banter. But that has completely stopped, I feel like. Why is that, men?
Men are not approaching women because they're afraid of the woman calling him a freak or weird or creep or threatening, when he is probably, in most cases, just trying to have a simple interaction and get her number or start a conversation. But I've seen so many TikToks where a woman will go viral for telling a story about how a man came up to her and said something very normal, but she calls him a freak and calls him weird or threatening or whatnot, probably because she just didn't find him attractive. But at the same time that's happening, women really want men to make the first move because they want an assertive man who's brave enough to come talk to a stranger. So I totally understand both perspectives, but they clash. So what do we do about this scenario? No one's talking to anyone, no one's getting any numbers. What do we do?
Men don't want to help women.
And what specific topic is this video going to be about?
Here, but I'm generally speaking about why do men have a hard time helping women?
They don't have a hard time helping women, but they've been told to leave women alone.
Something that I have observed, not only in my personal life, but literally in the outside world, because I'm a watcher. Men will stand there. The women will have all the bags, the kids, the suitcases, the luggage. She'll be doing everything, and he's just standing there.
I wonder, did she ask for help?
They'll just be standing there, like just watching the woman suffer as if it brings them some kind of pleasure. From my perspective, it looks like that because I'll just be looking and I'm just like, anybody would help that woman right now. Why are you just standing there? Y'all are the men?
I guess some women do need men after all, if for nothing more than to carry heavy objects. But I guess one didn't take into consideration that a lot of men stopped helping women because whenever they do, many times they're often told that they're not doing it right, they're doing it wrong, and the woman will just redo it anyway after making the man feel about 1 inch tall. Gee, I can't.
So what exactly is the instruction manual here? Are we supposed to rush in and save the day or just admire their incredible show of independence? The message is absurdly confusing. It's all about strength and total freedom, right up until the moment reality demands effort, and then it instantly becomes nothing but loud complaints and frantic calls for backup.
With the Heliante, with the Helion, with the Heliberry, with the Heliburton, with the Heli...
Isn't this exactly what we've been hearing for decades? Equal rights, equal treatment, equal responsibility. Well, congratulations, you got it. So let's not see any pathetic backtracking now. Independence was never about cherry-picking the perks and ducking the difficult parts. It means you carry the full, actual weight, even when it's heavy and even when it's deeply uncomfortable.
Women are going crazy, guys, because they can't figure out why you're not going up to them anymore. Guys' eyes are wide open now, right? They're wide open. And they're starting to say, well, you know what? I used to think it was worth it for me to just put myself out there all the time because, I wanted to take a girl out. But now I'm realizing you got the gold diggers, you got the women who want the free meal, you got the women who expect me to do everything, but in return want to do nothing. You got women who are saying, what do you bring to the table? But when you ask them, they get insulted. You got women who don't, you can't even talk. You talk about, oh, yeah, you had 400 boyfriends before and you slept with all of them. They get defensive. Maybe I just don't need to pursue women right now at all. That's what's happening. And I'm not saying that's good, by the way, because ultimately I'm someone who believes in, men and women complementing each other when men are in their masculine and women are in their feminine and coming together and making a big, beautiful family. But this is the reality that's happening right now. And I understand why. Guys have had enough. So ladies, you want it to change. Instead of making a stupid TikTok video and complaining about it, act different. Act different. Look at your life and say, am I prioritizing stuff that guys don't give a lick about? And then complaining that they don't give a lick about me? Have some self-reflection in the game. Is my attitude shitty? Did I make 4 TikTok videos, ripping on a guy the other day that I went out with, and now other guys are looking at that saying, oh, I'm not going to be, I'm not getting in line for this one. Self-reflect instead of bitching about it. Oh, well, he doesn't want me because he doesn't appreciate a woman who makes a salary.
This isn't about bitterness, it's about common sense. Why waste time or resources on women who openly sneer at men, belittle them, or flat out admit they are only around to drain their resources. Why gamble your peace of mind, your bank account, and your future? Knowing the risks of divorce court, alimony, and child support on someone who offers nothing close to equal return? Protecting yourself isn't hate. It's simply survival. Respect has to be earned, not just owed. And a real partnership only works when both people bring value.
So why do men no longer come up to women? I asked this in a TikTok last week, and it got so many comments, especially from men. And I just want to preface this with, this was no shade to men, this post was no shade to men, and neither is this one. I was just genuinely curious and asking. I love men, I think they're awesome, and I think that they're a little confused right now. But most of their responses said something like, we were told not to go up to you guys, and we were told that you want to be left alone, and you just want your own space, and you don't want us approaching you. Which for some women, that can absolutely be true, but I love meeting people in person, and I just think that it takes a confident person to go up to someone when you see them in person, and I think it's a really cool way to meet people rather than meeting people online. Men were also saying things like they were called creeps and weirdos, and they don't want to be called that. It's not a pleasant experience. But I will say that it has to do with how you approach a woman. Like, for example, myself and my friends have had men come up to us with a really, really intense energy, like a very in-your-face energy, and they're really nervous and they're kind of scattered and they're very pushy or weird, and their energy is just off. And one of the most attractive things to a woman is emotional intelligence, and that shows within like the first few seconds of meeting someone when they introduce themselves to you. So if you're gonna go up to a woman, just like take a calm, deep breath. If you see a woman working on her laptop or something at a cafe, you can go up to her and be like, hey, my name is so-and-so. I thought you were really beautiful and you seem interesting. I would love to get to know you more if you're interested, and then slipping her your number on a napkin or something, you know? Like just coming up to women with a calm energy and not giving off this like needy energy or this like pushy energy. I think that is what women don't like. I think it's really sweet and cute to be approached in person, and I know that there's a lot of women like me. There's probably some women out there who don't want to be approached, and that's fine, and it's hard to tell who's who. But I think you can tell when you go up to a girl kind of right away if she'd be interested or not based on her body language, and just be calm and natural and don't overthink it. You know, I know that's easier said than done. I've only gone up to a man once in my whole life, but I think that might help. I don't know, I think I'm just someone who's very interested in people interacting with each other and having experiences and building community. And I think the world is growing more and more introverted and people are on their phones more, and I just think it's beautiful to meet people out and in person, and I just don't want to lose that as a humanity.
Maybe like now, I'm gonna see if I can pull it in. Oh my God.
You didn't call me real quick. I'm just asking as a man, you didn't tell me.
I didn't choose to tell you to have that
I'm
baby.
a white woman have to talk white.
Listen, I didn't tell you to have that baby.
That way, but you're a whole man, you can't have
Maybe like now, I'm gonna see if I can pull it in. Oh my God.
You didn't call me real quick. I'm just asking as a man, you didn't tell me.
I didn't tell you. I didn't choose to tell you to have that baby.
I'm a white woman have to talk white.
Listen, I didn't tell you to have that baby.
That way, but you're a whole man, you can't have.
You be picked the hell. She helped you out.
And gentlemen, I'm hoping you guys can help me settle something and we can put the rumors to rest once and for all. Let me ask you something. Do men ever not pursue a woman because they are intimidated by her? Do men ever not pursue a woman because they're just too scared of how much they're gonna fall in love with her? We have been fed this tale that If a man is not pursuing you and a man is not making plans with you, that's probably because he's intimidated by you. He's intimidated by your success. He's intimidated by your beauty. He's intimidated by how fancy of a lifestyle you have. And I'm just curious, is any of that true? Is any of that true? When I think what it is that women are just too scared to admit that he's just not that into you and that he just doesn't like us very much. So we try to make ourselves feel better, so we tell ourselves this little lie. But I think we sound like fucking idiots.
I used to believe that if an incredible guy chose me, then I must too be incredible. So I would do anything to make the relationship work. Because if it didn't work out, then it meant I wasn't good enough. This is what I suspect is keeping so many women stuck in relationships that aren't serving them. Because they're tying their worth to whether or not that guy chooses them. And this keeps men in control of the dynamic. Because now every time he pulls back, you panic. You have to fix it because otherwise you aren't good enough, which I would argue is the core wound for women everywhere. Here is a shift that changed everything for me. An incredible man doesn't make you valuable. He recognizes the value that was already there. When you really understand that, you stop trying to earn love. Stop chasing validation from men. And you certainly stop entertaining men who aren't treating you right. Because now you're not asking, why aren't I good enough? And you start asking, is he worthy of me? Is this relationship aligned with me? It is so much more empowering. And the moment you make the shift and you stop outsourcing your worthiness to men, you stop seeking external validation and instead find it from within, you become powerful. And now the only men who get access to you are men who recognize that. That's queen energy, babe.
If he chooses not to step in, that's his decision, and it is completely fair. You're not owed his effort or his hard work just because it benefits your situation. Assuming his time, his money, or his energy automatically belongs to you is pure entitlement. Grow up and face the facts. No man is obligated to carry your load. Respect his decision, handle your own responsibilities, and stop expecting handouts.
Nothing will make me lose respect for a man faster than to be in the presence of a man and he see me struggling as a woman or see any woman struggling and he won't even take his hands out of his pockets or lift his hands to help a lady. Zero respect for men like that. I was just now in a setting struggling to lift an office chair that was really heavy to get it from one place to the next place. And I had to lift it and carry it a short distance. Two men stood by in executive positions and watched me struggle to lift that chair and watched me struggle to carry that chair to where it needed to be to return it to it was a very short distance back to its proper place. Zero respect. I have zero respect for men who will watch a woman struggle. If men will stand by and watch you struggle, even in lifting a chair, they will stand back and watch you struggle in other areas of your life. When it comes to women, children, and senior citizens, I have a soft place in my heart for those three populations because they are the weakest populations on the face of the earth. To watch a senior citizen, a woman, or a child struggle, and as a man, you do nothing, I have zero respect for any man who will watch a woman struggle and do nothing to help her. It says volumes about your character. Volumes.
This right here is hypocrisy on full display. For years, women shouted about being powerful, being independent, and not needing men for anything at all. They demanded total equality, insisted on being treated exactly like men, and actually ridiculed men for stepping up, labeling it sexist or patronizing. That was the energy they chose to put out into the world. But now, suddenly the story completely flips. The same voices that mocked masculinity and rejected those traditional roles are now whining that men are less respectable when they don't rush in as protectors or providers. So, which is it? You cannot spend decades tearing down chivalry, calling masculinity toxic, and celebrating the dismissal of men's traditional roles. Then turn around and demand the benefits of those very same roles the moment it becomes convenient for you.
Right, but if you're a man and you watch me struggle to put my carry-on in the overhead compartment and you don't offer to help, jail. What is wrong with you?
I just had to drag my AC out of my car to my apartment building. 3 guys passed me. None of them offered to help. None. 0 out of 3. Why? Because you couldn't lift it? You were too scared to lift it? Is that why? Am I intimidating? Am I more masculine than you?
Just immediately goes to shaming. That's hilarious. It's like when these women don't get their way with men in general, whether it's in relationships or they don't help them move their air conditioner, the only logical explanation for these women is that they just must be intimidated. It's like their go-to response. Man doesn't want to date me, well, he's intimidated. Man doesn't want to help me move my air conditioner, he's intimidated. The arrogance and entitlement. Crazy.
This is pure entitlement at its absolute finest. Women spent years shouting about strength, about independence, and about being just as capable as men. Yet, the moment a guy doesn't rush over to lift something heavy, it suddenly gets spun into, oh, he must be intimidated. The irony is truly laughable. They fought for equality, but they still expect men to play those old provider and protector roles whenever it suits them. Men do not owe anyone proof of strength or respect or effort, just to feed that contradictory narrative. You cannot dismantle masculinity and dismiss traditional roles, then act shocked when men simply decide to stop filling them. Demanding automatic help while bragging about superiority is the literal definition of hypocrisy. This double standard is exactly why men keep their distance, because no matter how they act, the reaction is always twisted against them. Independence was the goal. Now it comes with reality attached.
If we being completely honest, the reason why niggas don't be quick to help the IG baddies, you know, the bitches that keep their hair done, they nails done, always on a different trip, always in a luxury brand, is because you bitches give off the impression that you don't need help. We'd rather help the girl that's working overtime, working doubles, still trying to get to somewhere, but she just can't get there. She need a little motivation. She need a little help. Yeah, we'll help her. Bitch, I'm not helping you when you got a $3,300 Louis bag. I don't care if you pay for it or not. This is the problem with you creating the image. You bitches will create a rich bitch image. Then soon as you meet a nigga, you try to make it seem like you're going to die if he can't pitch in and help you. Let's make some shit make sense. No, most niggas ain't stupid. The thing is, a lot of you bitches don't even know how to stroke a nigga's ego to get what you need to get out of him. You just come straight panhandling. Dry as hell, you ain't own shit, nothing. Just think you entitled to a nigga pockets. So yes, a nigga's more liable to help a girl who's actually in a struggle and trying to get somewhere rather than a bitch that's trying to keep up an image and a validation of other bitches that don't even like her in the first place.
This exposes the fundamental clash between entitlement and actual effort. Women who constantly flash their wealth, flaunt their independence, and brag that they don't need anyone are sending a very clear message. There is no room for support. That kind of public posture doesn't attract partnership. It actively repels it. The polished social media persona, the entire IG baddie routine, thrives purely on appearance and outside approval, but it has zero substance. Men notice instantly when someone is more invested in external validation than they are in genuine connection, and they know immediately that their efforts will never be valued. That's it for this video, guys. Help us grow by subscribing to the channel. Drop your thoughts down below and don't forget to leave a like as well. See you next time. Thanks for watching Male Imperium. Please show us your love by subscribing to the channel using the bell icon. We're also up for debate and some healthy banter, so don't forget to comment under the video.